Alrighty guys, how's it going? Boy, it's a warm one out there today. From what I'm understanding, I don't know much about it. I've been asked a few times that I need a PO box or whatever. I guess them cost money. That is not in the options right now. I have to watch my money very closely, especially with me not working as much as I used to with taking care of Dad. But I mean, I get spam stuff in my email. So I got I guess not too many people like Facebook or do the Facebook Messenger. So I guess if you need an alternate way to contact me, I guess try my email. I only check it once every few days. I'm not very tech savvy. Not even very good at sending emails. Shoot, the last time it updated, it changed things around, and I haven't figured out how to relearn how to even send an email. But it's CH Briscoe, so it's CHBRISCO @gmail.com. If you guys want to email me, and then that way, if because several people have reached out in the comments wanting to send stuff to me to a PO box. I don't have a PO box and don't really want to give my home address out publicly, but I can, we can do it through emails. So chbriscoe @gmail.com is my email address. Now, what do we got here? I've been waiting. I did a deal with a good buddy, my buddy Brennan Cass. You should go check his channel out. I think it's just Brennan Cass. He builds some amazing saws. If you went to Hopper Stock, you were at his place. He hosts Hopper Stock for Bell Hopper. Super awesome dude. I did some trade with him a while back, and I've been waiting for this to show up. It showed up in good shape. The kids sat the box on the ground, and thank God that Isabel, the little black lab puppy, apparently wanted to open it for me, but thank God it was double boxed and she didn't get to what's in here, because I'm super geeked about this. So I thought I'd open this together with you guys and show you it's going to be a future project here. Really super geeked. I'm familiar with these saws, but they're normally a different color. So check that out. Did a deal with my buddy Brennan Cass, and we got ourselves a 492 Shindaiwa, which those that don't know what a 492 is, it is a red version of a 4910. And I am so glad that this box here is unharmed. Because to the gentleman that got that 620 off me, it's sitting right underneath over here. I got to drain the fluid jet. That's where I sat it right after you purchased it. And it's sitting underneath there. I got to drain the fluids. And I'm going to use either this box or I'm going to use the 4310 box. I needed a box to ship your saw to you, and the universe provided. So I've got a box now. And this is the first time ever of me laying my hands on one of these bad boys. Let's get around. Oop. I think that's my first Shindaiwa scabbard. We got books and same safety chain that comes with the 4910s. Another scrinch, which I lose them things all the time. And what bar is this? This is an 18-inch. Perfect. I got lots of chains for that. So I I'm going to carefully set this box over here because I definitely need that to ship that 620 out. And I haven't forgot about you, Nick, either. I got your case half right here. I'm going to be trying to find a little box to ship that out because I got to ship this case half, that 620, and I got to either ship Smitty my 500i or my 461. We haven't really figured out what one he's wanting there at his event. So, but thank you so much, Brennan. This will be one that's not going anywhere. That is absolutely cool. $492 Shin. I got to think on what way I want to build this. I don't think I'm going to do any odd filter stuff or anything, just because I want this more as a user in my collection. So used to seeing the orange and black. This red is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So let's set this right here. And then the next thing that I already opened, and then I thought, well shoot, I'll do a video on, is TW sent me this Dub Saw Shop, and for what you paid for shipping on that TW is crazy, buddy. It costed you almost as much to ship that as probably what you paid for that ring. But he sent us a brand new cable ring for the 346. I'm going to poke that right there so I don't lose him. And he sent us a cool sticker. Dub Saw Shop. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put that. What would be even cooler is if I would have sent you a saw buddy, and then you could have done me up a saw with your sticker on it, and then I'd have one of your saws sitting in my collection. Maybe we'll do that one day, but I don't know. Maybe I should clean this up here and start putting people's stickers that they send me. I already got been sticking them to my normal toolbox, but I'm gonna put that right up here with these other stickers. So maybe I'll start using this as a sticker collage or something. But thank you very much, TW. I'm not sure when I'll tear that 346 back down to throw that in it, but I'm sure that one will have a much better ring gap than the other one. And then haven't even ran her yet, and I dropped my air filter cover and put a nick in it. There, you got a little blemish now in the air filter cover. I haven't even put it in a piece of wood yet, guys. She's already marked right there. But this saw, I intend on using the snot out of this thing, so it's going to get beat up anyway. I did fit this. This is going to be, as long as we don't hit nothing, this is going to be the test chain for the grudge match. That's just an out of the box 23 RS, one of my favorite chains. This thing, we might end up having to build a wrap for this. Yeah, this thing is turning into a very cool saw. So I'm looking forward to test running it today when it cools down a little bit. That sun's peering down. I don't feel like sitting out in the sun. I'm not feeling the hottest, but so thank you, TW. Thank you, Brennan. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to this one. I got to do that 3D5 for sure, because that was part of the deal for me getting this one. And I got rid of my 550 MK1 in on that deal. I got stuff to package up and ship out. Oh, I guess while I'm making a blabbering video, I mentioned Smitty. I picked this up. Believe it or not, this was actually donated to me. His name is Dan. I'm trying to think of his tree service name. I've got him in my phone as, I think, Dan the Tree Guy, I think is what I got in there, but he picked this up, and you know, it's got some issues and stuff. Well, he donated it to the channel, and John's going to be running my Neotec 660. Smitty doesn't have a 660 for Clone Wars, so I guess he doesn't have time to build one, so I'm going to try to fit it in. We'll see if we can get this thing running good, and that way Smitty can use this on Clone Wars. I do gotta try to hunt down. I might throw this handle on my Neotec. Oh, it is kind of bent though. Smitty says he thinks the wrap's gonna throw him off for competing. I don't think I've got another handle floating around, but it's got compression. I guess it runs. It's just got some issues. It's got, I think he said, screwed up bar studs, maybe an oiler pump issue or something. I can't remember. I mean, she's bruised and tattered, but you know, I think we can make something out of that for Smitty. And you know, we'll see how it goes. So I'll be doing that for Smitty. So we got that coming up on the channel, the 385. I got the port work videos on them 543s or in the Neotec. The Neotec is all back. I threw my stock muffler off that, and I didn't feel like doing another muffler mod. And then I threw that junk stock carb back on here because I had my carburetor on it for that video. So this is going back to Indiana Doug. Originally, he sent this to me so I could fix that other OEM one. And the crankshaft is bad, bearings are bad, and it's missing so many parts. By the time I buy everything for that other part saw, it's not worth it. So I just went ahead and hot rodded this thing to kind of get an idea of you know, where I wanted it. And from how this build is to that one, I tweaked the numbers just ever so slightly, just by a couple degrees on each one. And because as much torque as this one had, I thought I could bleed off some of that torque and get a little bit more chain speed, because just to make that 543 a bit funner, like when you're topping a tree out and stuff. But I just think this needs to go back to Doug, and he can come up with his own, on this Virgin muffler, he could come up with his own style of muffler mod, however he wants to do it, whether it wants to be a pipe or this one has baffles in it. I told him it would probably just be alright to just do a, you know, straight out the hole, give it that race saw sound. But what sucks is I think he contacted Neotec and he has a carburetor coming. Hopefully that'll fix the problem. Because I know it's in the carburetor, because I tried this carburetor on my OEM one, and the issue went from this saw to that saw, and then vice versa. I took my OEM carburetor, put it on this one, and it ran absolutely flawless. You guys saw it in the video. So Neotec needs to work on their carburetors for these. But this thing is a little firecracker, and I've had a couple of you guys ask me what I think of the quality of this. I don't have a clue on the durability. I can tell you, grinding on this cylinder and that OEM one, which for those that don't know, that's not really a Husqvarna, that's a Zenoa. I couldn't tell the difference grinding on either one of these cylinders. The casting looked a little better on the Zenoa, or the 543, however you want to look at it. But like, if you feel the plastics and how the handles and stuff feels, this one's not on par with how the OEM one feels, but this is not bad by any means. Compared to how this feels to an OEM one, to how that 365 feels to an OEM one, this thing's light years ahead of fitment and quality and feel of it compared to that 365. I think these things are like 185 bucks on eBay right now. If the carburetor's good, I switched out the wrist pin bearing and the thrust washers on this, because I hear horror stories that the stock thrust washers are coming apart on these things, and I had that parts OEM one, so I just went ahead and traded out some OEM parts inside of it. But I feel this saw is worth absolutely every penny of that 185 bucks if you're going to do your own port work. Now, to pay somebody, to send this out and to pay, that's your judgment call there. You would obviously have more into porting it than what the saw is actually worth, if that makes sense to you guys. But this saw, like 185 bucks. And I imagine if you catch them on their sales or them store return, I think they got sometimes where they do store returns or whatever. Me, as a dabbler and noodler on saws, this saw was absolutely worth the money. Downside is, if you can't get an OEM carburetor to work, it's like 130 bucks for that carburetor for the Husqvarna one. So by the time you buy a carburetor, and these need an upgraded fuel line. The fuel line, right where it comes around, collapses and starves it for fuel. How I overcome it real quick was I just sat there and pulled it out of its spot and moved the fuel line around for that test cut where it wouldn't do it. The fuel lines on that OEM one are much stiffer, so those that get this would have to change a fuel line. Probably recommend picking up some Zenoa thrust washers and needle cage and stuff. But if you guys got mild machine work, is a must on this build. I think I would say if you don't want to cut the chamber, that's fine. The squish on these things is horrible, so cutting the base is almost mandatory. Now this one was so far out of whack that I actually had to trim the side caps to get it to clear the flywheel. I did not have to get as aggressive with the machine work on that 543 to hit my desired numbers I was after. But very cool saw. To take a side note, this is 185 bucks. This is almost 600 bucks. So huge price point difference there. Those that are looking for a dead one of these to pick up, kind of like how I did, word to the wise, parts are not, OEM parts for this are through the roof. It is insane what they want for parts for this thing. Just this rewind's 100 bucks. I think this handle's 100 bucks. I think that side cover was like 100 bucks. The carburetor's between 130 and 160 bucks. I haven't priced out like a tank or handler anything like that. But say if you found one of these dead for cheap, you picked it up for dirt cheap at a garage sale or an auction, or you know, on marketplace, or you know, you go to a saw shop and buy one out of a dead pile or whatever. You would be if you got enough parts to build it, you'd be far better spending $185 on one of these, not even messing with it, just stealing your parts off and putting it on there. All the parts do interchange. I did a lot of that testing. These covers, even though they look different, these covers do interchange on both of them. I think Shindaiwa had to build these for Husqvarna specs or whatever, but these were, I think there was a Tanaka, Komatsu, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and in the aftermarket world, as far as I know, only ones I've seen in the aftermarket world is Neotec. But yeah, I'm very happy with both these saws. I can't wait to go out and beat the snot out of that one. But so Doug, when you get this, you'll have to do a carburetor, fuel line, and muffler mod, and then those come from Husqvarna with 325 on them, and these come with 3/8 LP on them from Neotec. So I wonder if Farmer Tech is gonna offer this model. That'd be kind of cool too. I know, like for Sawfest, doing all that Clone Wars stuff, how cool would it be to have a Clone Wars of a little 43cc race off? That'd be sweet. But this video is probably getting long. I've blabbed on enough. So once again, those that want to get a hold of me that don't have Facebook, my email is chbriscoe@gmail.com. Just get a hold of me there, and I can, you know, if you want my address or whatever, I can send it to you in an email, I guess, or end up, you know, just sending you my phone number or whatever, and then we can talk on the phone. So, but I'm gonna call this a video here. I gotta get in and tend to Dad, and then hopefully when it cools off later this afternoon, I can do some test cutting with that 543. You guys take it easy, enjoy, have a good one.